As an industry, we have so much around socials, right? But that is because that appeals to who we are as people. But understanding that our clients are different people.
There's so many missed opportunities if you don't diversify.
There actually are people that don't look at things on social media. There needs to be different touch points and different ways that help guide people to what you have to offer.
A lot of people will look at socials as marketing. And it is marketing, but it's actually a pillar of marketing. It's not the only thing.
It's not the only thing holding everything up.
Exactly.
Until they end up with a bum in a seat, right?
Correct, yeah. That's always the goal. If Belinda doesn't want you to contact her on a mobile, no worries, we've got Belinda's email. And if that's a problem, no worries, we'll send you a push notification, Belinda.
Yeah. Some way we're going to get through to you, Belinda. You'll be back.
Belinda, we will see you in the salon again.
Let's all make the digital world sexy, the tech sexy.
Make tech sexy.
Yeah, make tech sexy.
Before we dive in, just a quick little love note from us. If this podcast has ever made you laugh, cry, think, or feel seen, please hit that subscribe button. It's the easiest way to keep the magic going, and it helps us land more incredible guests for you. Go on, back your girls, subscribe now, and let's keep rising together.
Welcome back to the Inner Sanctum, Salon Rising, the podcast. Flying solo again, guys. So please bear with me. It's weird without my wingman. But I do have a wingman of sorts to my left this morning. So Bray, because we're friends now, so it's not Brayden, because his friends call him Bray, from Your Salon Support. So when I first started to have interactions with this, because you had my beautiful friend Alex, who I absolutely love on your podcast.
You love Alex?
Oh, Alex is like...
We were just talking about him just before.
Were you? Oh, Alex is my favorite thing from 2024. I met Alex in 2024.
Oh, really?
He was my high point. I love that guy. So that's when I had my...
Imagine someone call you their high point. Like, what a compliment. I love
know.
that.
We get in trouble at events because we talk too much and he doesn't do his job properly. So that was when I had my first little foray into your world. But I really want to know a little bit more about what Your Salon Support is and how you got into that side of things. So where did it begin? How long have you been doing it? What's the background story?
Yeah, wow. Okay. Big questions.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
When I was 5.
We're not going to go back that far. I mean, we could, but we'll be here a while. So I actually used to work in the video games industry.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, let that sink in. Like I came into the industry and I was like, surely I'm the only person here that has that background. But then I met Rich. I was like, wow, there's two of us.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's awesome. But I was originally like a game designer.
Really?
Yeah, so I'd make like game levels.
Oh my gosh, that is the coolest background story I have ever heard. Not that your background story isn't cool, Rich, but you know what I mean.
But then I started getting into, it's called QA. So you would like test the game to make sure that it works, right? So I did a couple of jobs like that. And I worked at a company called Immutable, where I then got into the code side of things.
Right.
And I became, it sounds like so nerdy, I'm sorry. I became an engineering manager, which basically meant I had a team of engineers, like coders.
Yeah.
And we would then make internal tools that would automate how the developers would release a game. So like
that's some clever stuff.
Super nerdy.
So for anyone like hair and beauty related that is just like, I don't get it. What I would say is if you're watching The Summer I Turned Pretty, he used to be Steven. And if you're watching it, you know what I'm talking about.
Sure, I'll take it.
Yes. So how does one sidestep from this path that you were on into where you are now? Like, where's the transition point there?
Like so wildly different, right?
Yeah.
My ex-fiance actually was opening up a salon. And so at the time, I had a really high-performing team that I'd run and like we were just pumping stuff out. And so that salon needed a website built.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I can
do a website.
I can do this. And I actually ended up, we worked with an agency and then I basically project all of that digital piece because by that point, I was a glorified project manager.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, oh, actually, there's a lot of things in the industry here that like you guys don't know, but I take for second
yes.
nature. Like,
Yes.
I almost take it for granted. And I was like, okay, well, I can actually like help a lot of people. And then I kind of did it a bit more and a bit more. And I was like, oh my God, I love this industry. And it just kind of snowballed from there, really. And I was consulting for a while, and then I was like, no, okay, I'm going to make this my full thing. And
I think too, as an industry, we are very open to new information.
yeah,
Whereas sometimes you sort of get stonewalled in certain industries, whereas we're like, no, what's the new thing? Tell me about it.
100%.
But then you obviously lose people when they can't do it themselves. So having someone who is the expert, like yourself, would be very, very successful. So you decided to make it your full-time gig. Yeah. What does that look like? What did you set up as? Was it just you? Like, how have you made that work? And what are you offering?
Yeah. Well, I think at the beginning, it was weird jobs like tech support, right?
Yep,
Because I
yep.
still wasn't like figuring out exactly what it was that I was going to provide. So yeah, like I set up a couple of like iPad intercom systems. Like the front desk would have an iPad, and
Yeah.
then they would be able to like intercom through to the back room, so that a stylist like on the lunch break being like, your client's here. It's just like weird stuff like that. And then I ventured into building websites.
Yep.
And that was awesome for a while, but around that point was when I know you guys talk a lot about your why. I still haven't found my why yet,
Yeah.
but around that point was when I found my why, and I was like, okay, like I have all of this enterprise marketing and tech knowledge.
Yep.
And I want to bring that and make that accessible for the like small business, right?
Oh my gosh. That's so good.
So then I was like, okay, well, I can't do that just by myself. Like I have to scale and I have to grow a team. So then I made Your Salon Support a company.
Yep.
And then, it was a real learning curve from there, because I was like, okay, well, I've got this message, but no one actually wants to hear it because they're like, you're speaking an alien language right
Yeah.
now. So yeah, there's a lot of back and forth, but then I started getting a team together, and yeah, that's what we've been doing.
I think the key with like we as an industry, we have so much around socials, right? Like
Yeah.
social media.
Oh yeah.
But that is because that appeals to who we are as people, but understanding that our clients are different people and like their messaging being delivered in different ways is where having someone who's got that breadth of knowledge like you do around how you market things and where you market things and what you're doing is, I think, undervalued by some people within the industry, because I think that people are like, oh, no one looks up at your website. They do.
They do.
They do.
They definitely do.
Like it's the whole, there actually are people that don't look at things on social media. There needs to be different touch points and different ways that help guide people to what you have to offer.
100%, yeah.
And I really feel like, well, that's the feeling that I've got from when I look at what you do. And honestly, this is like a top level looking, because we're going to delve into that a little bit more. I'm like, this is so needed. It is so needed. People are putting so much, well, it's all your eggs in one basket, right?
100%, yeah.
Yeah. What does Alex Mosey say? Like you need to have, you still need to be putting the sign out on the street as well. And I think that,
I don't know that quote, but I'm going to look into that.
yeah, it's that you can't take for granted all those different places that people might see you. It can't just be the one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. No, that makes absolute sense. It's this idea of like, I'm only going to go in on Instagram, or I'm only going to go in on TikTok. But I think there's so many missed opportunities if you don't diversify.
And then where do they go? Like sometimes people don't know where they go after that. Sure, they found you there, but then where does that lead the person? So what are the types of things that you offer at Your Salon Support? Like what types of, I want to talk about memberships and subscriptions, but we'll do that later first. First, like let's look at the different layers of what you do.
Okay. I want to just really quickly go back to socials for a second.
Yes, okay.
I look at marketing, and this, you'll just bear with me. We'll see how this all
No,
pieces together.
yeah, I like it. Let's go on a journey.
We're going to go on a journey. So I'm going to start with socials. I think you're right. Socials is, by definition, the thing in this industry, right? And a lot of people will look at socials as marketing. And it is marketing, but it's actually a pillar of marketing. It's not the only thing.
It's not the only thing holding everything up.
Exactly. And so if you are, working with a social media manager, for example, and that social media manager is defining your marketing strategy based on social media, that's what I would say a bottom-up strategy. Whereas what we do is a top-down strategy.
Yep.
So we work on what is your business why? Why do you have that?
Yep.
Why do you even exist? What are your goals? And then we'll take that and we'll break that down into a marketing strategy. So that marketing strategy will then cover all of your 4 pillars. We look at like your 4 pillars as, say, email, your socials as 1 pillar, your website as a 3rd pillar, and like 4th, we could probably say like online presence, and I would kind of include in that like Google SEO.
Yeah.
Like if you have like a loyalty program, like those sorts of things in that 4th pillar. And so our marketing plan kind of covers all of that, right?
Yeah.
And then when we think about a campaign, like let's say we're going to launch the shade variation shampoo from Christophe Robin. We might want to do a campaign across all 4 of those pillars, right?
Yes.
And we'd have different collateral, right, for each of those pillars. So we'd have an EDM, which is an email newsletter around this. We would have maybe a LinkedIn post. We might have an Instagram post. We might have a landing page made on your website. We'll definitely have 3 to 4 posts on Instagram, maybe a TikTok. And so now we start to see how the top down informs all of those different channels.
Yeah.
And not just social media defining like what happens in social media. It's connected to a larger vision. And then if that wasn't enough, we have something called a funnel, which is like an automated system that takes all of the data from each of those things and links it all into one place.
Yeah.
So going back to what you were saying before, those things flow through to maybe your website, or they flow through to your email marketing database.
Yes.
I sound like such a nerd then.
No. It makes total sense until they end up with a bum in a seat, right?
Correct. Yeah. That's always the goal. But you've got to remember that a lot of people, particularly in a service industry, I think it's like 7 touch points before they're ready to make a booking with you, right? So,
for sure.
like, you can't just put a post out on Instagram and
say
think
nobody liked it, nobody came.
Exactly. Like, you got to keep hammering it over and over again. But the reason is the question is, why are you hammering it? What are you saying? And are there any different ways that you could say that same thing? And that kind of is informed by your marketing strategy.
Yeah. So when people are coming to your salon support, are you setting up like bespoke marketing strategies for them?
Everything's custom. So actually, I was chatting with a client recently, and she was like, "You're like couture marketing," and I was like, "Can I use that? I love that."
Yes, you can.
She was like, "Yeah, you can have it." I was like, "That's awesome." Yeah. So we make everything bespoke. So we don't work with everyone with marketing because, like, as a business, it's just not sustainable for us.
Yeah.
So we're super selective with, making sure that the people we work with to do those custom marketing plans and actually act on it are going to come on the journey with us.
Yes.
And also learn something about what we're doing too, because we want them to be able to grow and, maybe go on to teach other people about.
You want them to be able to leave the nest.
Exactly.
You don't want them to be stuck in the nest 100%, for the whole time. Yeah.
100%. So yeah, we're hyper selective with who we work with for marketing, but then obviously our loyalty and our memberships programs is for everyone.
So your loyalty and memberships programs, please explain.
Well, this is called YSS Loyalty. YSS Loyalty is essentially a digital card that lives in your clients' phones that gives you a window into their device. And let me explain. Basically, if they have a branded card in their phone of your salon,
Yep.
they have 24/7 in their wallet looking at this card whenever they pull out a credit card, right?
Yep.
So that's one point where you're already top of mind for them.
Yeah.
They also have points visible on their card. So
Oh, that's clever.
they also very like that. There's like a psychological thing where like, oh, I'm X points away from getting this thing. And this thing doesn't have to be discounts. It could be free product. It could be samples. It could be a gift pack. It could be, I don't know, if like a ticket to a movie, like whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the second psychological thing. And then the third thing, which is really quite incredible, this card is like a Trojan horse. So once it drops into their phone, you can then send them push notifications to their mobile device. And you can also set up those push notifications to be automatic. So if someone hasn't been seen in like 30 days, you can have a push notification go up to them automatically and be like, hey, we miss you. Come back.
That is clever. And I think the aspect I like about that is that it's something that they are opting into. I had an experience recently. I've just hired a new staff member for my salon. I was like, right, I've got to get some bums in this girl's seat, right? You know? So I had not been utilizing some of my salon software's features. So I sent like a bulk, like I'm going to send like a bulk text message to the entire database.
People love that.
Oh, this woman went postal.
Oh, really?
Like so like full on, like I'm reporting you to the ACCC. You don't have, like it was a lot. So I feel like this appeals to me with my emotional scars from sending text message notifications that this is something that someone has opted into. They have invited you into their wallet. Therefore, you know, there's not that, it's going to take me a long time to be able to send something ever again.
I know it's scary. Is like sometimes I get a little bit like, oh, but I mean, like you didn't do anything wrong. If as long as there's like a bulk, like SMS approved marketing tick in your software, like you're good. But yeah, so one of the things that I notice a lot particularly when we first start working with someone is I'll say, cool, how many emails are in your database? Or how many people do you have in your database? And they'll be like, oh, like 5,000 or like 3,000 and be like really happy about it. I'm like, that's great. That's awesome.
How many of them are return clients?
Yes, but how many of them actually have an email attached to their name? And they're like, oh, maybe like 1,000. And I'm like, cool. Well, like that's a problem because you just have a name, and maybe a mobile number. So what this does is you have to have their email when they sign up to loyalty.
Yeah.
So it's a data enrichment strategy, which means we're getting more of their emails, we're getting more of their numbers, we're getting, you know, their date of birth, and then it all feeds back into your system, right? And now if Belinda doesn't want you to contact her on a mobile, well, no worries, we've got Belinda's email. And if that's a problem, no worries, we'll send you a push notification, Belinda.
Yeah. Some way we're going to get through to you, Belinda. You'll be back.
Belinda, we will see you in the salon again.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. So the thing that and we were having this conversation just on the podcast before actually with Jeanette, was that people like, I think this is such a timely brought to you by timely conversation, because both Samara, who couldn't be with us today, and myself have very much been going down this rabbit hole of like VIP and loyalty and membership type scenarios. I really think that there is something to it. What I'm seeing is that there's a lot of it happening for beauty, and I understand how that unfolds for beauty. But what I want to know is, how does it work for hair? Because I see it all the time. People are like, oh, if you had a membership for that, I would do it. It's like, cool. How do I get you to do it? Like, how am I getting you over the line to do this? Like, how am I creating that? What are the types of things we're thinking about? I do think there's spaces and places that are doing it really well for the beauty industry. I just want to know how that translates to hair.
Yeah. What are some of the ones that you've seen in the beauty industry that are top of mind?
It's like what brands? Like what?
Just like some of your favorite like loyalty programs, if you can think of any.
So there's a specific beauty place that is near my salon that every single client is on a membership. They're all like, you come in for your first,
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's
like you come in for your first appointment. They create the journey for you. You're signed up to your membership and you come in X amount like that. And that is literally how they run everything.
it's like everyone's on a membership.
Yep.
That's cool.
Like,
I like
but,
that actually.
but I feel like for beauty, that's more attainable because the treatments are very linear. They don't necessarily flex like they do with hair. And so I've seen a lot about like the way that we're adding value. Is it that VIP experience, or is it that priority experience that's why you want to have in your membership? Or are you doing it because you're not wanting to have, like you're creating like a bespoke Klarna or like Afterpay type situation for your salon? Like, how do we get it? Or is it for everything? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And then how are we getting the people to know? Well, we get all their emails, right?
Well, we get all their emails. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a few different things to unpack there. I totally see what you're saying. Hair, you can't kind of do a membership for like a full head of foils. It just isn't going to work.
Because what if they need this and what if they need that? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what if they like come in and, they've got like box dye in their hair and like grey roots, like, you're going to cover that in a membership? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But, there are ways around that. So actually just last week, what we launched is our memberships. And the way that works is, let's say you have a $50 payment portal, right? Like it's just through Stripe.
Yep.
I would subscribe, like I would start that subscription as a customer. And then I would download my digital card. I would get it sent to me. I'm going to say Brayden, Sorrel, and I'll have my point set 0. Yeah. And then once I complete that subscription, $50, I have $50 automatically added to my points on my card. And every week I'll get 50 points added to my card once a transaction has been successful. And then when I come in here, I go, cool, I've now just spent $500 in here. Maybe I have 300 points. Jen, you're going to go to me, cool, you got 300 points. I'm going to take $300 off of your service day. So you just pay the difference, which is $200.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to reduce your card down to 0. And it will just continue on like that.
Okay, this is the conversation that I needed to have. And I feel like this is the question that I've been asked by so many people recently. It's like, I love the idea of it, but what happens if so the idea is that you're accruing it, you can't use it until it's there. Because I had someone say to me the other week, she's like, yeah, but what happens if they're like, they come in for their appointment and then they get she's an extensionist, so get their full head of extensions and then they go away and cancel the card, and then it's like, well, no, it's a prior to
pay the difference.
Yeah.
Rather
than yes.
And then what the benefit of doing it with this is, well, you still have the added bonus of push notification automation.
Yeah.
And one thing that really grabs me on socials is when I see people saying last minute appointment on the stories.
And
I'm like, no, guys, don't cheapen your brand like that. Yeah. Don't do it. Save yourself. And so what I say is use the loyalty push notifications as a blast out to be like last minute appointment available. Because
that's so good.
That list of people, they're your warm audience.
Yeah.
Your socials are like a mix of people that maybe like you, some don't know you, and a lot of them are, maybe not ready to even make a booking yet.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking to the wrong people.
I really like that. And because this is something we discuss, because Samara and I are very much that you should share your availability.
Ah, you do.
Because we are both last minute bookers. But it doesn't mean, if you sent me that.
But on Instagram or via a text or via an email?
No, we just do it on Instagram.
Yeah.
But we don't do last minute if I see last minute availability, I'm like, liar. Whereas it's if I see this is my availability. Then,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's totally different though.
Yeah.
I would say the panic, it's the panic refill because you've maybe had a last minute cancellation. You're like, oh, I now need to make that money back. Quickly go on Instagram to try to see if I can fill that spot, right? No, don't do that, but do this instead.
And that makes so much sense because there are, I'm a huge advocate for rebooking, but there are people I'm a huge advocate for rebooking in my business. I do not rebook because I don't know when I can. know what's
you're
going to
one
happen.
of those.
I am definitely one of those.
Me too.
But then I have other clients that are like that as well. And I know that if someone sent that to me and I'm like, oh, Richard said I can finish at 1 today, I'm going to go and get, a facial, a blowout, like that sort of thing. Yeah, this makes so much sense.
And the software is super versatile. So we've had people come on board and they're like, I want to use this to I let my team track their commissions. And
yeah.
Let's, I don't know if we can do it, but let's try. And so we did it and it works. And now you have staff members on commission cards. So each staff member gets their own card where they can then track their commissions in real time. It's pretty awesome.
That's very clever.
Yeah.
So they can use that card wherever.
Well, so let's say their qualifying purchases are, retail spend.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, maybe the manager or the owner would just then go through and be like, cool, Ben has, $1,000 of qualifying purchases and Samantha has $2,000 of qualifying purchases. And then we'll just apply those points onto that card. And then Ben and Samantha are sitting at home and they'll get a notification being like, you just received 1,000 points, and Samantha will get, you just received 2,000 points. So it's just a way to make your customers and make your team visually see where they're at versus where they want to be.
Yes.
And that is how you build a culture of loyalty in your salon without cheapening it, right?
Yes.
So I think a lot of people think about coffee stamp cards and I have to give away free services. I'm like, no, you don't need to do any of that. No, but you can be premium and you can give away a handful of samples that cost you nothing in a $1 gift pack with a handwritten card, and people will love that.
Yeah.
Like that's loyalty, right?
Yes. Oh, this, yeah. Okay. So in terms of, this is its own separate software that would work in unison with other software?
Yeah. So if you are on one of the modern software providers, they have something called an open API. And bear with me, an open API is you have a doorway in between two rooms, and there are two friends. There's one friend in one room and one friend in the other room. An open API means that these two friends can talk to each other and share information.
Yep. Okay.
A lot of the older software aren't friendly and that door's closed.
Okay.
So they like to keep you in the software so that you have to spend money with them to use SMS and emails. Where the open ones, you can hook in MailChimp, you can hook in all of these different things to grow your salon digital ecosystem.
Yeah.
So we work with those ones.
Okay. Okay. We can't say what those ones are on here.
No, we won't. But
if you have any questions, we'll put everything in the show note and you can send Bray a message. Is this one of them?
We won't talk shade about any of the salon software companies, but actually we are a Timely partner, so I'll always endorse Timely.
Oh yeah, Timely's great. We can talk about that.
We can talk about Timely. But actually we do integrate with Timely as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are one that we do integrate with.
And because they are an open door, you have your
Correct.
MailChimp service and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that makes sense. I knew when you were saying that they are one with the ecosystem that can all work together.
They are indeed. But yeah, so I mean, the fundamental thing is it also, YSS loyalty is also built knowing that some people are on those closed door relationships.
Yep.
So it can work standalone as well.
Oh, okay.
But the ultimate integration is when we can hook in your salon software and you've got everything talking to each other.
And it's a nice symbiosis.
100%.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. We can't do it like a salesy thing, but I'm like, so tell me how much I need to pay you to make this happen.
No, let's not go down that road.
No, we're going to have
to... We can talk about that offline though.
Okay. Because this is just, this is the next step.
Yeah.
You're really in the prime position for the next step of where people need to go.
I hope so. And I mean, again, this, bringing it back to, why we're doing this. It really was looking at what other industries are doing outside of hair and being like, why are they innovating so much? And like, this industry is, full of innovators, but like innovating in a different way, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not a lot of tech experts in the industry to be like, why are you doing things like that? And, one of them, like Richard Kavanaugh, oh my God.
I know.
Like, we had him on the show and I was just like, I think I sat there in silence most of the time because I was just like, you're incredible. But like, he's someone I definitely look at as like a, tech innovator in this industry.
Yeah.
Ali from the Beauty Grail as well, even Daniel Moston, I think.
Yeah.
But like, there's not a lot. But that was one of my kind of core values where I was like, all right, well, how can we bring a flavor of that in and then enable salon owners, and loyalty was really the thing that
But I think too, it's just making tech a little bit sexy, isn't it? Like as an industry, it's always, we're in a sexy industry. So it's nice that tech gets a little bit of sexiness in there.
Hey, do you work for me? Like, I feel like this is how I brief in all of my team. I'm like, make tech sexy. Like,
but it's true. It is really true.
It's 100%. Like, you must have been in one of my team briefings or something like that. But no, truly, like, it's absolutely true. And that's the hard thing. It's like, even with the loyalty program, like, how the hell do you make a loyalty program sexy? Because it's not sexy.
Yes. That's actually, well, you and my meeting that I had about that, because I'm like, it just, how do we make that like, 100%. Oh, I need this. It is sexy and appealing, you know?
UGC.
Yeah. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, literally. User-generated content. That's how you make it sexy. Yeah. Like, make people want it really badly. And so, it's an age-old question that I'm still trying to answer myself. It's like, how can you make it like a cult hit? And maybe I'll report back in a year and I'll be able to let you know. But we're playing around with the marketing, we're playing around with the assets and the user-generated content on our side, and it seems to be doing well. So I think the brief for us has always been like, make it sexy. But I don't have the playbook for it yet. we're working it through though.
So you've built yourself this team now. So what does that look like?
Yeah, so we have, there's myself, there's Nicole, she's my technical EA, so she does a lot of the automations that I used to do. I just don't have time to do them anymore. Also, she's like 100 times better at it than I am. Obviously, there's Nicole, and then we've got Oliver, who actually used to do some work with the AHIAs.
Oh, okay.
And he is our brand designer, and he does all graphic designs, and then sometimes he does video editing. And then we've got Roro, he's our podcast editor, so he does all of our video editing. And then on the development side, I've got 3 guys, Bormik, Vatsal, and Nikhil, and they do all of our like heavy dev work.
Yeah. And so in terms of your team, are they all local? Are you spread out? Like, is this a team that meets together? Are we meeting online? Like, how's that all happening?
All online. So when I was working at Immutable, the games company, I had a team of at one point it was like 15, 16 people, and half of them were based in Vietnam. So I've always worked with like remote teams. It's just, I've always have. So it's like second nature to me. Even before COVID, I was working with remote teams. So everybody's remote. I was spread all around the globe. And I mean, it works for us. It works for them. Everybody has like a very flexi schedule. I'm very big believer of like, there's maybe 4 or 5 meetings a week that like you're expected to turn up at, but like as long as you do your work, like work on your own schedule.
Yeah. And it's pretty easy to see if someone's not working.
Oh yeah.
The work doesn't get done.
100%. Yeah. And like, sometimes I'm a slow burner. I always lead with trust. So I'm like, I will always trust you. But the minute I kind of clock that, like you're taking advantage, then it's like, see you later.
Yeah. But I think we have to lead with trust, right? You have to.
You have to. Like,
otherwise it makes it
what's the point otherwise?
Yeah. Like there has to be that trust point. I know I said that to my girls because we've got cameras in the salon. I'm like, the cameras are to keep you safe, not so I can spy on you. Yeah. Just so you know.
100%.
So if something happens in here, we've got something to go back on. I don't need to. It's not a nanny state.
100%. Yeah. And we're kind of like, what's the deadline on that? And you can get to the deadline any way you want.
Yeah.
You know, that like that's your journey, how you do it, but you just know that
this is when it is.
this is when it is. And if you're not going to hit it, like, let's have that conversation early enough that we can
do something about it so that we do hit it.
correct.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, communicate properly so that maybe we can maybe get an extension or something like that, right? But that's the thing. It just comes down to like communication and transparency and trust.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So what's next?
The show, I would say,
Yeah.
has got my big focus at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are middle of rolling out season 2 of our talk show.
Yes.
Currently, which is going well, and currently planning season 3, and all things are running smoothly. And that was kind of the other brief for our talk show Can We Go Live, which was, you know, how do we make marketing and tech sexy generally, not
Yes.
just loyalty.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know, maybe we can make a talk show out of it and invite like kind of those industry leaders that
Yeah.
are using tech and marketing, and be like, cool, these are the people that you look to. They're doing it. So should you.
Yeah. It's so true.
And
It's so true.
So that was the brief. I was like, but then how do we make it sexy? And I was like, cool, we'll go like make it feel like a little bit like Hollywood, that kind of movie theme. So when the guest comes on, like their name is in lights and it's like a bit of a moment for them. So yeah, we're just getting started, but the goal of the show again plays back into our why. Like, how do we take that knowledge and share it?
Yeah. And share it in a way that is going to be understood by your target market.
100%. Like, I'll tell you now, I've been in a room many times where I start talking and I've literally watched their faces glaze over. Honestly, so it's true. Like, you know, sometimes people like they hear me say a certain word and it will just trigger them and be like, oh, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay. Like, but no one will be able to say what I'm saying better than a salon owner that has done it.
Yeah,
Or like a hairdresser that's done
agree.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they know what I'm talking about, but they also know from their own understanding.
That is just like having the interpreter in the room or the Auslan person, like
100%.
just signing it to the person in the corner there that's just like, I don't
100%.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I try really hard to like remove the jargon, and sometimes it slips in, and I just sometimes Ash Croker actually said to me, she was like, babe, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. So I'm so sorry. Like, but I'm talking in jargon and I've slipped back into it. Let me rewind.
Yes. But then also that's why you're the expert.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. Like when you're an expert, it's really hard to like switch
Yeah.
out of that.
Yeah.
Just like I'm sure it is for, you know, salon owners and stylists to, when they're talking about colors and formulas, to me, I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Like color theory? What?
Numbers and like, yeah, just all those little eyes glazing over. It's like the what?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. But yeah, so the show, having those guests on board to really like spread that message has been really awesome.
Amazing. So what does season 3 hold for you?
Well, hopefully bigger.
Yes.
Number one. We had a really cool custom light box made for season 2. I was very proud of it. We had it shipped over from the UK, and that's like what we've fixed all of the guests' name into.
Oh, cute.
Because I was kind of like, I want something unique to the set.
Yeah.
Because the film studio where we shoot it is also like picking up, which is awesome for them. I Want It Yesterday is what they're called. Check them out. But you know, they're picking up loads, and I see so much content now shot in the studio, and I was like, okay, I need something that changes
That
that
makes
backdrop.
my content look different so that it stands out.
100%.
Yeah.
So I had this light box made. So for season 3, it will be like, okay, well, what's the next set piece that I need to bring in? So we'll be looking into that, get some sponsors, and we already have 2 guests lined up for season 3, which I would argue are 2 of the most well-known people in the industry, but no spoilers.
Oh my gosh. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty major. So very, very cool.
So many names running to my head.
I'll tell you
right now.
afterwards.
Okay. It's like,
But you guys should follow us to make sure.
yeah, follow and find out. Oh,
Follow and
that's
find
so
out.
exciting.
Yeah,
okay.
it's really awesome.
And do you think it's going to stay, like, are we headed global? Is this where it's going? Like, what do we, you know, like your your business is global, right?
Yeah, I mean, like we're already serving people in Canada.
Yeah.
Like there's no boundary for us. We're not limited to, you know, four walls, which is the benefits of being a remote business.
Yeah. Do you think the same rules apply anywhere? Like, do you think the market is the same anywhere, or when you're going into a specific sort of like location, are there different aspects that you need to think about?
Yeah, there's totally like different markets. The reason why we picked Canada was actually because it was a similar market.
It is a
to
similar market,
Australia.
yeah.
So that was kind of the first entry point, and yeah, there are like niches, and it helps when you have an anchor, like someone that can vouch for you. So in Canada, we actually have a client called Wendy Bélanger, who is the CEO of two salons, Identity, the Express Bar, and Influencer Salon. And she's like a huge global.
She's a big deal.
Yeah, she's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Love Wendy. And actually, how we connected was a really funny story, because I was going to Calgary on holiday over Christmas, just gone. And I was like, all right, like, I don't know what my chances are, but I'm going to be there like 3 days before Christmas. Like maybe I can like interview a salon owner while I'm over there, and, you know, also like tax write-off. Hello.
Yeah. So trip.
And so I ran an ad locally in Calgary, and then like 5 or 6 people had like tagged Wendy in it. And then Wendy and I connected, and the first time we met was on the episode 1 of Can We Go Live, which was in Calgary. And she's just like, oh my God, she's just awesome. Like so knowledgeable, got so much valuable information to share with the industry. And then we just stayed in touch, and now we're working together, which is really, really cool. And that has actually been, you know, the turning point of us like getting into Canada.
And any other countries?
Working on the UK,
Yeah.
and working on the US. But if I had to pick between the UK and the US, it would be the US.
Just because it's a bigger market?
Bigger market, but it's a way harder market to crack.
Yeah.
And we're also a really small team, and this is really like resource intensive to try and like crack into those markets, particularly the UK, because they're on a completely opposite time zone to us.
Of course.
Canada's not as bad. Canada's still a bit tricky, but we've got a good overlap in business hours between us and them. So yeah, focus right now is Canada with a little bit of tinkering in the US. I'd probably pivot my focus to US next year.
What about UAE? Sorry, I've just gone.
UAE, you're actually like the 4th person to ask me about that. And I'm like, you know what? Like maybe I do need to start thinking about those. So like big expats, like lots and lots of salons. Yeah, I think this might be a gap in my strategy. Thank you, Jen.
You're very welcome. Okay, so let's just touch into final, like if this is the 7th touch point that somebody has heard about that they need to do something with their marketing, like what's the takeaway? What's something that's going to be like, you have to take this step? What are we saying to people?
Yep. Turn on your email marketing.
Okay.
Like if you don't do anything other than this one thing, it's turn on your email marketing.
I'm not going to lie. I have not done email marketing.
Like it's wild.
Okay.
The ROI on your email marketing, right? And also like when you start like actively thinking about, even if it's just once a month, right? When you just start actively thinking about sending emails, you'll become even more aware of getting people's emails.
Okay.
Right?
Challenge accepted.
And I don't know, like if you are maybe wanting to sell your business one day, like that's the stuff that people will buy off you.
Yeah.
Emails, data, that's what people want. So it's like a win-win. And from the customer perspective, you know, keeps you top of mind.
Yeah.
It really does, you know, and it's people, if they're engaged in your community, they're like, they do want to hear from you.
Okay. I'm going to do it. You're going to do it. We're all doing it. Everyone's emailing. Someone's got to reply to say that they've done it. I'm going to do it. I swear from this day forward, I am emailing.
I'm going to subscribe to your emails and I'm going to check that.
Okay. No, I'm really going to do it. Okay. I'm doing it now.
I will DM you in 1 month and be like, Jen, I have not received my email yet.
Okay. No, I'm actually going to do that. Okay. I like being held accountable. This is good. This is great. Oh, I really, really enjoyed this chat.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming up and for sharing. Like, yeah, your knowledge is amazing. Let's all make like the digital world sexy, the tech sexy.
Make tech sexy.
Yeah, make tech sexy. Thank you so much. I know that everybody's going to get some insight. I will have all the details and show notes for where you can reach out and find out more about what Brayden's company does. But just for now, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.